Jello Beats, holla at me.
Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to the channel and another video. So today I am having a brief interlude with the SBS footage with some of myself. I've got a recorded talk, a little 5-10 minute video of Zordos, one of his chats at the SBS conference. So that will go up most likely tomorrow, but today you've got a little bit of me so that you don't miss my pretty face too much. So today we're going to talk about why you are depressed after you train. And this is something that's very much anecdotal in terms of what I've experienced with my own training, and something that I wanted to share with you guys to perhaps find people that can relate and find people that want a video that they can watch and feel like, okay, this is actually normal. And I don't need to be worried about it, and I don't need to be analytical about the fact that I actually do not feel too good after a training session. And some of the time, this can be something that you won't ever experience. And I think this is very individualized. People are all different, and some people don't train in this way. And some people haven't got to the point where they'll train in this way. And when they do get there, they may well experience it, come back to this video and be like, fuck, AJ, you were right, this really does happen. Now, when I say depressed, I'd like to sort of have a caveat on that and sort of say that this is not true depression whatsoever. This is just a feeling, or a down-regulated mood is probably the best way to put it. And essentially what happens is you'll go into sessions and you'll be really pumped. Now, physiologically, this is releasing a lot of hormones that make you feel incredibly awesome, like adrenaline. And you know that feeling when you have a drink, like a caffeinated beverage, like a Red Bull or a black coffee, yeah. And, you feel super, super good for maybe an hour. And then you have a really bad, well, not somewhat really bad, but you have a bit of a dump and a bit of a crash. And that's kind of what's happening with your training, is essentially you are yourself releasing a lot of these hormones that make you feel super good. And then when you get home, these hormones start to suppress and downregulate. And you will potentially feel really sad and really down. Now, I've had some sessions where, especially towards the end of a training block, I get really, really pumped and almost like I work up a lot of anger. I work up some sort of not very nice feelings inside to get weights moving and to get what we want, which is progression. I can vividly remember one day, it was just before Christmas time, and I'd wanted this for the entire year. I'd wanted this 200 squat, and if you've been following me for a while, you'd have known how important that day was. And the variables just weren't there. I'd just been traveling, I'd been to Berlin, and been around Christmas markets, etc. But I said to myself, this is the time that you've got to do it. This is the day. You actually haven't got any more time to hit this yearly goal, because I'd been backing off it, for ages. I'd been waiting to do it, and this was the time. This is the time that I had to do it. I just went in, I worked up so much rage. I got the first rep, and it was horrible. And I just said to myself, your yearly goal was to get reps with this. You've got to go down and get another. And I got extremely fired up inside physiologically, and I got 3 more reps. But I'm telling you, the dump in hormones after that, and how I felt after doing that and posting that up online, and getting all these comments saying, well done, awesome, amazing work, I actually just felt like complete and utter shit. I felt horrible. I felt really down, really upset, and I felt horrible for a good day. That evening, not good at all, and then the next day, even worse. And I can really relate this to, and I think this is very individualized, but I can really relate this to doing well and achievement. There's something about achievement that doesn't quite get me as fired up or as determined as failure. Now, this is why I set my goals so high, and this is why this coming into this year, my goals are very much at the peak of what I could potentially achieve, or what anyone could potentially achieve, because in both business and bodybuilding, like everything, I've set them stupidly high, because I know that at the end of the year, if I get to my whiteboard and I tick off everything, I'm not going to feel that good. I genuinely won't. As much as that's amazing and that's awesome, and at some point I'll look back on it and say how awesome that was. If I tick off everything, business, bodybuilding, everything, which obviously I'm striving to do, but if I do that, I'm slightly worried that I'm not going to feel as good as if, or I'm not going to feel as dedicated and motivated after that as if I'd come short on a few goals. There's a really, really good quote, and I'm pretty sure it's by a guy named Eric. I'm pretty sure it's him. And he says, it's better to aim too high and miss than to aim too low and hit. Like, that's one of his motivational quotes. And I'm not trying to sound like a motivational quote or a motivational speaker or anything like that. But what I'm saying is that when you do achieve stuff and when you do work up this sort of huge excitement for something and you get it, you do tend to feel a bit weird after. And I'm just putting it out there because this is very relative to training, and it's very relative to bodybuilding. When you achieve something and you win a show, you might feel really weird after. Like, you might feel like you're meant to feel happy, but you actually just don't feel that happy. And it might take you a week. Might take you a month to realise, wow, look at what I've done. Let's actually celebrate this. And it is hard. It certainly is hard. So this is something that I want you to take into your own training, guys. Think about how much passion you're putting into and how much energy you have to put into things to progress. And think about using that as a tool. So only use that passion and that really big drive when you really, really have to. Because if you keep using it on a day-to-day basis, I'm guaranteeing you will physiologically, quote-unquote, burn out. There's no sort of thing as physiological burnout, although that would probably be deep. Like, that would be actually going into actual depression. And I'm assuming that is actually a real thing, of course. But there is such a thing as suppressing those feelings and making yourself feel worse than you need to. So please be aware of that, and be aware that it's actually quite normal that when you do, if you're like me and you have a personality like some other people, like myself, it is kind of normal to at some point experience achievement and actually don't feel like too happy about it. That's why it's very important to set super high goals. And it's also very important to do things that not only provide achievement, but also provide you with this feeling of fulfillment that actually genuinely make you happy. Which is like, sometimes it's the little things in my day that make me happy, like getting a great result with a client, or sitting down and watching Better Call Saul on Netflix. Like, some of these things actually do make me really happy. So, bit of a weird chat today, and I'm not too sure if I do too many of these, because whilst my experiences and what I want to share is very true and very real, I am aware that I am a young guy, and of course there's more experience, people with more life experience out there than me. But what I want you to remember, and I got targeted on Facebook again for my age the other day, I'm not fazed by that at all. I'm really not, because I do believe that I've learnt a lot in my short period of time. And I do believe that I'm putting out a decently good message, and that there's other people putting out crap. But what I want you to remember is that if you're 16, 17, 18, 19 years old, and you're coming before me, and I'm a little bit older, you're potentially the people that I'm talking to, and you can potentially relate to me. And likewise, there's some older people that can relate to me and learn stuff off me as well. But I'd like you to just appreciate that I'm not trying to be this person that is superior, and I'm not trying to make anyone ever feel inferior. That's why I always say, hey guys, if you have a question, please ask, please comment below. Or if you disagree, please comment below, because I'm not totally right. These are all just my opinions. Anyway, this could go on for another whole video of a rant, but I just want to say, guys, that I love every single one of you that watches these videos. I know that some of you watch on a daily basis, and I literally cannot appreciate that any more than what can come out of my mouth. And I will continue to give back, and I will continue to just give across the points that I've experienced so far. And obviously, as I get older, they will potentially be better and more rounded, and I may look back and say things are wrong. But that is it, guys. Hope some of you can relate to this. Hope you enjoyed the video, and of course, I will see you tomorrow for another. Any questions, any comments, please put them below, and we'll chat soon. Cheers, guys.